Happy New Year, everyone. I hope everybody has a fantastic 2023. Now, I don't actually know who made this awesome little glowing 2023 sign, but please own up to it, whoever you are. This is one of the amazing benefits of having a little Minecraft server with friends, is sometimes you come on, this is the main square, we've got an area here where anyone can kind of build whatever they want as long as it's seasonal. So we had a Christmas tree up the other day and someone has come on and taken down the Christmas tree and put this up. This Minecraft server is where I build everything on. The Isle of Mango, my city, is on this server. This is a different city called Central. This is Spawn. This is kind of built by a lot of us. There's a lot of different styles. Some of it was in survival mode. This server has so much history and it's been going since 2018. Since it's been nearly 5 years since this server started, I thought I'd make a video on 5 really historic buildings on the server. Now, if you like this video, let me know, because there's so many buildings on this server that are of like historical importance. I do everything on this server, and I think it's only right that I tell you guys about like the history of it and what's going on now and everything. I find it all so interesting, and I hope you do too. And the reason I've come back here is I don't know what these dogs are. Okay, we've got Dakota and Dakota, and they both stink. This building here, which is kind of shaped like a grand piano with the roof, it's called the Piano House, and this was my first house on the server. This is technically the oldest building on the server, and I actually started this in single player mode, and my housemates that I lived with at the time in 2018 just kind of saw me building it and playing Minecraft, and they all thought, we're gonna join you, whatever. So I set up a server, and we all spent like the next few days like just playing Minecraft on this server, all in the same room. It was like great memories, and that's what kicked off Lava Falls. Even though it's all like one block, there's like a really nice texture to it, and like this roof here, there's something about it. Nowadays it's actually used for the boarding school, so this is like a common room for like the greenhouse. There's a there's like the classic area where you'd hang out, and then there's like loads of little bedrooms, because, you know, it's a boarding school. This is where the kids sleep now, but this was my survival base, and everything has been taken out and moved into... I've had quite a few houses now actually on the server, but if I go here somewhere near the canal, here it is. Here's what I really wanted to show you. So this is actually my first ever storage area, and like the first, this is the oldest room on the server, Ed's Mine Hut. Okay, that's a name reveal there. My name is Ed. I guess I can't hide that because I can't destroy this sign, and I do want to show the history. So yes, the oldest room on the server. It's like cut in half and everything, and it's actually underneath the piano house, and it's a part of the canal leading to this massive city. But you can imagine that back in the day, this little room was in the middle of this like forest area here, which was just all forest and mountains and whatever, and now all you can see this way is city, and that just goes on for ages. Even that way it goes on to other cities and towns. I absolutely love the history on this server. If you've ever thought about playing creative mode, and you're thinking, you know what, I do want to play creative mode at some point, but I'm still into survival at the moment, maybe start a survival world with your friends and do what we did, eventually switch to creative mode. It may sound like you're wasting your time by building in survival mode because there's creative mode coming, but it's not, because we built in survival mode for ages, and we are really proud of the history. So we've got so many buildings which we have to preserve and keep. That's why this city looks so like weird and different, like timelines and all sorts. You've got really old buildings here, you've got really futuristic buildings here, you've got like a rural mill over here. I actually love how this city looks. It makes absolutely no sense, but it does in the history of the server. Now, I'm waffling anyway. That is the first build that I'm going to show you today. Let's go to the second historical build on Lava Falls. This is the Wigwam, and this is another building that we made in survival mode. I think my friend the Fungus actually made this for another friend of mine who lived in it, and the reason I really like this as a historical build is not just because it's one of the oldest builds on the server, but because at one point this wigwam was made as like a country retreat. There was a lake here, and there were like huge forest behind it, and this was a mountain here, and I just think it's so funny that this wigwam was made as like a, you know, like a holiday escape. It could be an Airbnb, you know. It was like in the middle of nowhere, and now look. It's like right by the facing the bank and right by the main square of like the central city. It was a built for my friend so that he could make us all potions. That was his thing. And he would just chill here, make potions, and we'd all kind of come up here by boat and pick up the potions. He's even got a little library, which I think is still like, it's still unfinished to this day. This is 5 years ago. If you're building a house and it's been a few months since you've last worked on it, or you're building a city and you've only built a couple buildings, don't worry, this is just a little house with a library underneath, and it's not finished 5 years later. So there you go. Building number 3 is the next building is Bigchungus. Now, my friend Liv has been building with us since the start, and whilst we were all building like very normal houses, Liv was the first one on the server to go outside the box with a building or any kind of build at all, and she made her house a Bigchungus, because I think that shows how old the server is. The Bigchungus was like the most new current meme at the time, but it still holds up, I think, because it doesn't just look like Bigchungus. It literally just looks like this really cute bunny house, and if you're thinking why is it a house, it's because it is. Liv actually lived in here for a while. I think some of her stuff, yeah, quite a bit of her stuff has been moved out, because we've all had like quite a lot of different houses on the server. But yeah, this is a really old house, and I remember that in here there is like this is called Chungus Hut, and in here you could go on a secret tunnel which takes you to the Chungus, because back in the day there was loads of forest around here, and you couldn't, like, it's not creative mode, we didn't have elytras, so we couldn't just fly around and see everything. That was the main way to get to the Chungus. It was by that like tunnel which takes you under the river here. Nowadays everything is so much different. This Chungus was in the middle of nowhere, and now it's also by the giant city. But yes, Liv was the first one on the server to get weird and creative with a build, and I feel like she has inspired us all to get weird as well with our buildings, and not just build stone brick buildings like I was doing at the time. So yes, I love this build so much. I love this view so much that I made like a weird like little cafe here called Chungus Bar, just because of this view. This view is absolutely beautiful. I have no idea why I'm in love with this build so much, but I am. So there you go, Bigchungus. this is the next building I'm going to talk about. It is now in an area called Enchanted Lands. This is a little area of Enchanted Lands called Dragon, as seen by the giant dragon statue over there. I'm not sure how much of it I want to show because my friend Mo might actually make some videos on this area. But this, which is now a vineyard, by the way, this is how much we've escalated things on our server. This like little complex, this little house here, is actually probably my last house before we switched to creative mode. And I did build a few contraptions inside. So I have okay, that's the planting room for, I think that's just where I'm meant to plant stuff. I think not much of it works now. This is like probably 4 years old, I reckon. This says press button to harvest sugar. Oh, at least that still works. And then feel free to take some below. Oh, the wheat lever. Does it do anything? No, it doesn't work anymore. So all this stuff feeds into here. And the cactus farm, which is automatic. Hang on, that's from 4 years ago. I hope there's, oh wait, no, hang on. This area has not been loaded for 4 years. I was going to say there should be 4 years worth of cacti in here. But there's the melon lever, which I'm not sure if, I think that might be automatic as well. Lever down to turn on. So that has just been on. Now, do we have any, we have quite a few melons, which is cool. We have a lot of cacti. That's cool as well, and that's cool. You know what? I'm really happy with that because I only lived in this house for like a couple weeks and then we switched to creative mode and all that cacti and all those automatic melons, do you know what that is just from? My friend Mo building around the area, me building around the area, and us flying by the house. Because this house has not been loaded all the time. We've been building in different places. So this was my like base of operations. I've even got it glassed off here because we are currently turning this place into a vineyard. Because, I don't know, a vineyard is like, I feel like it's cool to make wine in a place that's really old. So making it in like a really old mansion is probably the way to do it. But this room was my base of operations. I had my super smelter here. Oh no, that's just a trash bin down here, which probably... Oh yeah. So I did have a trash bin, but it wasn't actually trash. It was just stuff that's really old, and this is so confusing. I'm looking at stuff from years ago. I do not remember why I did this. Maybe I just wanted to keep everything. But yeah, sorry, let me carry on. I do have, here's my like smelter thing. So I think this is just eggs. Maybe there were chickens above there. This is where I'd stand and do all my crafting. I don't know, I just think this area looked really cool at the time. I still think it does. It's quite cozy. It's got everything that I needed. Also, I'm pretty sure one of these levers does something. No? Yes. Where? Yes. It's here. And it leads to nothing. I think I was gonna like store my diamonds in here and make a secret room. These levers look like they're all for decoration, so I didn't think anyone was gonna flip this one, is it? This is definitely one I'm glad I've spoken about. It's even got its own little train station as well, which leads back to... Oh, there's one to Dragon. And there's also a private tube to the Swamp Tower, which, no joke, is the last one I'm going to talk about. So let's take a little cart there. And this isn't the most glamorous ride, but that's how you know it was done in survival mode. This isn't the most glamorous ride, but this is how you know it's done in survival mode. Okay, I think I'm here. What is going on here? This is not the most organized station I've ever seen, I'll be honest. Now this is the swamp tower. Now this base was also built by my friend Liv. I hope she doesn't mind me showing this off. 2 of her builds have made it to the list. This is actually another one of her houses, and I think it might actually be older than the Bigchungus. Maybe the Chungus was slightly before. Liv may have to let me know on this one. But again, whilst we were building like normal style houses, Liv went ahead and built this. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, there's villagers in here. Maybe this was something to do with trading, or okay, no, yeah, I remember they work at this pub, which is by the swamp. I love this server so much. There's just so much going on. There's a bedroom here. That's a cool window. There's shulker boxes that just, oh yes, it's really crazy to like think that this is like 5 years old now. That's why I really wanted to make this video like as soon as I started my channel a few months ago, but I thought this had to wait till 2023, because then the server is technically going to be 5 years old this year. So I just thought, like, this video has to come out as soon as it's 2023, because I wanted to show off kind of how old this server is. It's so weird to think that there are buildings like this done in survival mode like probably 5 years ago now, and like areas where there's like just a house or just a tower, and at the time this would have been the tallest building on the server for quite a while. It still looks awesome today, especially with all the vines on it, but nowadays if I just trigger like my city now, it's just crazy to think that this is like a completely different world and it's all on the same server. Now a lot of servers have different lore and all sorts of things where they all build in survival mode or they all build in creative mode, but the one thing I think makes Lava Falls really unique is that we've had this era of survival mode, and then we kind of grew out of it after playing so much of it, and we just wanted to build things, and it got to the point where literally all we wanted to do was build things, so we might as well go into creative mode, and that is what we did. And today we have like cities like the one I'm building right now on my YouTube channel, and we also have like little villages built in survival mode, and like, you know, little swamp towers that you have to get the train to because you can't remember where it is. I love this server so much, and I'm sorry if this is quite a long video. I try to keep my videos quite short. I've ended up at my city again somehow, so I guess I should do some work here, so I will let you go. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, it really helps a lot. Like the video, and Happy New Year! And sorry, that's my trousers.